everyone, this is Diana and welcome to the Maker Nerd. As promised last night, I am going to go ahead and finish up that cup. It shouldn't take 10-15 minutes tops, and so let's go ahead and get right to it. So I had mentioned in the description that I was going to attempt to use my Wi-Fi, and so when I scheduled the program, I went ahead and put everything on my Wi-Fi, and it pretty much failed miserably. It was like lagging as much as probably 2 minutes. So I'm back on using the hotspot, and we'll just try it and see if it works. So here we go. Okay, so here's what we cut out last night. As you can see, looks pretty good. But I did notice that one of the problems that I have with this is you can see that it's not perfectly even on the lines. The B is actually quite a bit higher up than the kind. So this is going to be interesting, and we'll just have to try and eyeball it the best we can. Okay, so what we do know is that we want it as much in the center of the cup this way as possible. So let's just see about what our cup is. It's about 4 1/4 inches. So I'm just going to take a pencil, and if it's 4 1/4, I need to mark about 2 1/8. Now this isn't going to be a problem for two reasons. Either one, my stencil is going to cover it up, or two, I can erase it after the fact. So that's the mark, but it's not center on the cup this way. So I'm just going to extend that and eyeball it a little bit. And I'm going to say that the center from here to over here is probably right about there. So that's probably about where we want the center of our B to land, if that makes sense to everybody. So let's just go ahead and try this. I'm going to go ahead and erase this other mark so that there's no confusion. Another way that you can do this, and if this were for a customer or something, then I probably would, is you can take a piece of tape and you can measure up, and you can lay a piece of tape down that's perfectly even. And again, it would be difficult using this because I did not make sure that my stencil was lining up with the line. So that would work, but again, it'd be a little difficult. So I'm just going to put this underneath my handle there to go ahead and get that to raise up just a hair. And the first thing we're going to do, so I'm gonna lose my pencil mark here. That's okay. We can put it back. First thing I really need to do is go ahead and wipe this cup down really good with alcohol. Always, always, always wipe your cups down with alcohol. And if possible, anything that you're going to adhere Oracle 651 to, if you can wipe it down with alcohol first, by all means do that, because you want to make sure, and I can already feel a difference. It's starting to feel squeaky clean, as they would say. So, and that's exactly what we want. We want that squeaky clean feeling. So we got that wiped down good. So now I'm just going to let it air dry for a little bit, for a couple of seconds. Alcohol evaporates really quickly, so you don't have to wait very long for that to happen. Now, without putting my fingerprints on it, I'm going to try and mark that 2 1/8 again. And as you can see, it's fairly easy to do. So right about, let's say right about here. Okay, good. Now I'm going to look. That still looks pretty even. So my mark is right there. Still looks pretty even this way, and we know that it's pretty much centered this way. So we're going to go with that. I need something a little thicker under my thing here. Let's see if Batman can assist us just a little bit. Nope, he's not going to fold flat enough. So hold on just a second. I'm sure I can find something in my cabinets here. This might actually work in place of the book. Perfect. Okay. So now we've pretty much got it set the way we want it, and we know exactly where this is going to go. So because this is such a small stencil, I'm going to go ahead and take the whole thing off. I wouldn't typically do that. Okay, so we're going to put it right. I'm not going to press it down or anything just yet, because actually that looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and press it this way first, get all the bubbles out, press it this way next. Alright, and then I'm going to take my fingers, and the other thing about using alcohol before is that it really helps the vinyl to adhere to the cup and makes it easier to take your transfer tape off. So I think just by using my fingers, that's probably going to be good enough and not have to burnish it with any other kind of tool. Oh, I can already see our dot's not wanting to stick. I don't think I got him really good though. So let's see now. Yep, okay, the dot is stuck. We're just going to be really slow about this. We don't want to rip it off fast and then something not have stuck down and end up with trying to figure out how to do that. So nice and easy all the way across. Don't get impatient when you get to the end, because you still got another little tiny dot over here. Going to give it an extra. A little bit of an extra there, and voila, there we have it. That is the first mug. So I don't know, and I can see my pencil mark a little bit, so I'm just going to take my eraser, get rid of the pencil mark. There's the cup. So there is our first Be Kind cup. I'm thinking, I don't know if my consultants, I know I have some left-handed consultants, so I'm thinking I'll probably put the Be Kind on this side as well. So I might go ahead, cut another one of those and get at least one mug finished tonight. But there is the first Be Kind mug for one of my graduates this spring, and I really, really like the way it turned out. I think it looks really super good. Alright, so as promised, that was pretty quick. In fact, it was less than 10 minutes. And it looks like we even possibly kept all of the cameras. Looky there. Isn't that nice? I was worried about losing this camera because I'm again working off of my hotspot from my phone, but we managed to keep it. So I really like this mug. I really like the message that it sends. I think it's going to be something that my peeps will use, and that it sends a message, and I think it sends the right message. So that's it for tonight. Wow, that was a really quick live. The next thing that I'm probably going to do for a live, and this will probably be next week sometime, is I'm going to do some cards. I want to make the cards for my consultants for their graduation. And then the third thing that I'm going to do, and I'll probably do a live on this as well, is I found a place to buy the cotton, they call them like drawstring backpacks. So they're about this wide by maybe about this long, and they have the threads that come out on each end, but you cinch it at the top and then you can throw it on your back. I've used them myself frequently, and so I found a place to buy those for just like $1.25 a piece. They're like they're not pure white, they're probably more of an off-white kind of color. So I'm gonna get those, and I'm thinking about either tie-dyeing them first and then using some heat transfer vinyl on them, maybe with something like The Adventure Begins, or I may even use some chalk couture and use ink and ink them and then heat set the ink, because with Chalk Couture you can heat set, you can ink it with their stencils, heat set it, and it lasts forever. You can wash it, throw it in the washing machine, and it's not a problem. So I'll either be doing one of those two things. So I've got a lot of projects planned that I have to get done before the end, really, of April. I think exams are the first week of May. So I definitely have to get all this done. It's already halfway through February. I'm going to be gone the first week of March. So yeah, time is really sneaking up on me. So yeah, I'm going to get all that done, and I will be doing lives on those as well. Hopefully we've got this live thing figured out, at least until my carrier decides to throttle me. I've got to do something about the glasses. I can't look through the top because there's no prescription and the computer's too close for that. So I feel like I'm constantly doing this, trying to find where to look. So I hope everybody has a good night. Be safe, be kind to one another, and we will talk to you next week. Bye!